What do you want?
The views and opinions expressed in the following podcast do not necessarily reflect those of the DVM production empire. That's how you know it's good.
You're listening to the DVM production empire. Backed with content, millions of downloads, taking the world by force. Join the empire today at dvmpe.com.
Groovy.
AM 420. You give us 4 minutes and 20 seconds. We'll give you the world.
Hello, and welcome to the show. I'm DJ Shadowboxing. I'm just playing. It's Tom again, broadcasting live from Michelle's man cave. Today is a very somber day, as a funeral for Aretha Franklin, who lived to the ripe age of 76. The funeral's going on, and we have we have an on-scene reporter that we're going to throw to you right now. Can we? Michelle, can you hear me?
Tom, I told you it's Michelle. It's French.
Okay, Michelle, could you tell us what's the atmosphere there?
It's a somber atmosphere here at the Aretha Franklin Memorial. I'm here with who I believe to be a fan. This is Biff. Biff, how are you doing with the loss?
Oh, I'm not losing much. Making quite a bit of money.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm tailgating. Selling ribs. People love ribs. It's a big party.
You're tailgating the funeral.
Yeah, tailgate football games, baseball games, soccer games, hockey games. Might as well tailgate this game.
I'm sorry, this isn't a game.
Life is a game if you make it that way. Woo!
Oh, that's very astute. And it says, I see here that you are selling Aretha Franklin T-shirts.
Who?
Aretha Franklin.
Aretha? No, these aren't wreaths. It's not Christmas time.
No, I know.
And why would you name it Franklin? Like, look, this is Franklin. He's a wreath. I don't get you.
Okay.
It's barely even the end of summer. You want to have Christmas out already. You know, you're the problem.
I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean to be a problem. I was just saying that. Well, first of all, do you know that that's Patti LaBelle?
Who?
On the picture on the shirt.
Hey, Miss Butterworth?
No, that is not Mrs. Butterworth. That is Patti LaBelle.
Well, shit. Does she make good syrup?
I'm not sure.
Well, I better change up my sales pitch.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Who's this lady?
That lady?
Yeah.
That is Rosie from the Jetsons.
Well, she fine as fuck.
She's a robot, sir.
She can get it.
Okay, I'm not sure that you should be out here doing this.
It's free country and all.
You're right. It is a free country.
You want some ribs?
I think I might actually have some ribs. But I'm going to throw it back to Tom in the man cave. Tom.
Well, that is quite appalling that he doesn't even know who Mrs. Buttersworth is. Broadcasting from Michelle's man cave, it's 420 Radio. You've given us 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Here's the world.
What's going on, Empire? This is Stupid Talking Stupid on the DVM Production Empire. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear, and we read the stupid, so you don't have to.
Welcome back.
This has been a fucking nightmare to try to record.
Yep.
Mainly because my feelings are just, have been up and up, and my feelings are just no. So we'll give the quick timeline of what happened. So what? 3 weeks? When did you go to New York?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Yeah. So we wanted to record 2 weeks ago, but you had a trip to New York.
I did.
And then when you got back, you're trying to catch up with things.
Yeah.
And then I got notice that my apartment complex got bought out, and essentially from the notice that I got at my door, it's hey, we bought the place. Get out. I had a month-to-month lease. So, I mean, it's a whole thing we can get into at the end if we want to do a Close Encounters. But long story short, for the past 2 weeks, I've been dealing with finding a new place and packing because I have to be out of my place. I found out now the 29th of September is when I'm going to be officially fully out of there, assuming there's no ridiculous legal things before then, like if them trying to pull some shady shit.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's like legally they're not allowed to change the locks to kick me out, but they're also an asshole company.
Right.
That I found out that they're an asshole company from my brother. He's like, oh, I know them. Run.
Yeah. Well,
So,
getting out of there.
I am getting out of there. And then we have 4 more episodes to do this season.
Yeah.
And then we should be able to get that done before I move.
Yep.
So then we have like a month or so after moving to get everything resituated, and we can start back up again with season 5. But we're back now, doing a special episode where Patrick doesn't know how to turn the volume off on his phone. We're doing a special 4-hour episode today.
What?
Patrick just found that out. No, but there's a lot of stupid. Don't worry, we're gonna cover some of it now. We're gonna have some more of it next week, and then more of it the week. We're gonna try to spread it out. Some of the stuff that's more topical we can bang out right away, but there's the ever-growing amount of random stupid shit we'll be spreading out. So if you hear something you're like, I think I read something about that a month ago, we're sorry. We're catching up.
Right.
And also, so if you remember previously we had a story about drug-sniffing rabbits.
Yeah.
So I saw a picture of it.
Is there a follow-up?
There was an actual picture of a rabbit with a police vest on it. Yeah. I saw it a couple days ago, but then one of our listeners, rhymes with Schmo Schmarks, he sent it to me last night too, and I was like, someone else has found this. I was going to post it on our Facebook, but again, trying to move, run out of shit to do, or run out of time to do shit, rather. So I will post it on our Facebook, because I think I actually have a little bit of time tonight. Coming up with the Labor Day holiday, I have a 3-day weekend, so I have plenty of time to go through and, you know what? Have you ever donated clothes?
I'd say yes. It's essentially just putting it in a bag and then bringing it in.
Right.
There.
Well, I've never donated clothes. The only time I've ever gotten rid of clothes is, oh, this was from junior high. I guess I can throw it away now.
Right.
But I've never really gotten rid of clothes for the past 10 years, unless they were garbage.
Right.
So I think I'm going to go through and probably donate about 60% of my clothes.
There you go.
Because I don't wear them anymore. I'm that asshole that like, oh, I have this, and I'm going to keep it in my closet, and I'm like, who knows?
I'm the same way with the drawers. I'm sitting there on like these shirts that I just don't wear, and they sit there, and then I move them out of the way to put other clothes in there, and I'm just like, just throw it away. Or donate it.
Well, you're also that. You used to be like whenever I come over to the house to record, there'd be like an Amazon package box. Like, oh yeah, I got 3 shirts today. I'm like, you just got 4 shirts last week.
Right.
You wear the same 5 shirts anyway. So why does it matter? I like this one.
Ripped apparel every day.
Yeah, well, maybe that's the problem. You have all these shirts that you keep on buying. You're like, no, you get it because it's a funny joke.
They're so good though. Like,
I don't want to get rid of it. Do you ever wear it? No, but it's funny enough.
It's funny.
Yeah, and it's not a matter of funny stuff, but like I've been going through and anything that's been in the closet for the past 10 years. Yeah. Like my son. I just throw it away.
Do you hear me, Laverne?
Why would you name me Laverne? Do you hear the way you talk? I get beaten up a lot.
You sound like a Laverne.
You didn't know that when I was a baby?
I guessed.
Look at your face. I
that
thought
kid's gonna sound like a pussy.
He won't
Get in the closet, baby.
He won't like it, but he'll sound like it. Speaking of whipping your dick out,
Oh, okay.
in Paris, there is a new approach to combat the abundance of public urination. No, you've been taking French, right? On the internet. What is it? Website?
Wait. Duolingo.
Duolingo. There we go. I'm going to give you a French word, and I want you to read it and guess what it means. Because since you're knowing this French now, yeah, go ahead and say it. Yuri
trottoir.
God, could you sound more white?
They're white.
Yeah, I know.
Is it for the urinator?
It's like the
urination room.
It's like the weird combination or the weird French version of the porn, the Neta. He just goes around peeing on people. Oh yeah.
Oui.
He's also James Bond. No, so the word Eurotrottoir, which combines the words for urinal and pavement.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the city is putting up these completely exposed, eco-friendly urinals. So these things that look like red mailboxes just on the corner are actually urinals so they go up to about your waist. So if you just kind of walk up and decide, I want to pee on this, you can.
Sorry. Just
Put your phone down, young man.
frozen.
Well, that's what you get. So there's, they're bright red, and they're in heavily trafficked areas that have been known for a lot of public urination because apparently people can't hold it in.
Ew.
There's one directly next to the Seine near the Notre Dame Cathedral. So if you want to just look at it in all of its glory and go, that's so beautiful.
And
Zip.
revealing.
There's a large white and red sign with a red arrow and a cartoon of a man peeing on it.
I think I
To
saw.
kind of clear these up.
Are like his hands behind his head?
I don't know. I don't have the picture.
Oh,
Of
you
the
know
sign.
the picture? I think it's like he's kind of like he's like just like freehanding it.
Mm-hmm. That would only be the kind of pose where you do it if you weren't wearing anything,
Right?
And you're like peeing off a bridge.
Yeah. Wait. What?
I don't know. You gotta get that back arch going. It's like woo. But if you're at a toilet, you kind of lean over just
right.
to, Yeah.
But
if you want to pee like into the ocean, wash the back. But if you're on a bridge, you can just pee off the bridge. You kind of just get your hands behind your back, really get relaxed. I'm like, I'm not wearing any clothes. I'm peeing off a bridge. This is America.
It's France, though. That's the point.
Yeah, but they have the urinals, so that you don't have to pee off a bridge. You can just pee while looking over a bridge while people float by on a ferry. Go, hello, my dick's in my hand. Can't get in trouble for this.
And over here we have someone's dick.
Oh. There is an owner of a Venetian art store, Paolo Pellizzari, saying there is no need to put something so immodest and ugly in such a historic spot. That's her exact accent.
Like, we already have a pissoir.
I'm sorry, a what?
A pissoir.
Not familiar with the term.
That's what my dad says. He
Oh.
says, I have to go to the pissoir.
I just say I have to go tinkle.
Oh, because that's manly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, you get someone my size that looks at me going, I gotta go tinkle. People are like, okay, you do you, bro.
Maybe followed by a boom boom.
Who knows? Might get crazy in there. I might need your help later. Some people are viewing the urinals as just straight up sexist because they're urinals and they're not for everyone. But the problem is, it's mostly men that are doing all the public peeing.
Well, yeah.
So, someone of the feminist group Femme Solidaire, her name is Gwendoline Coiplet.
Coiplet?
No, I don't know. It's close enough, and I don't care.
Saying
they have been installed on a sexist proposition.
Come on.
They have been installed on a sexist proposition. Men cannot control themselves from the latter point of view, and so all of society has to adapt. The public space must be transformed to cause the minimum discomfort.
She's like sort of British, sort of French.
Her name's Gwendoline, so she can be what she wants. Mm-hmm. How dare you? Maybe she's a bit German and a teensy bit Irish.
Okay.
Yeah, the designers advertise the product as the urban ecological solution for civilian, quote, wild peeing.
Wild peeing.
Wild peeing.
Do you have problems with wild peeing?
It just happens.
Well, now you can go wherever you want, thanks to Pee Free.
How does it work?
What you do is you just go up somewhere, and it may look just like a bucket, but it's so much more.
How so?
You put the bucket down, and it's got a target on the inside.
A target? I can hit those.
Your mom tells me otherwise.
Well, she's 84 and dying.
Oh, okay. So that's right. Be free with Pee Free.
Yay! I hit 3 targets today.
Right.
I don't know why I made his mom dying, but...
I don't know either. He's having it rough. That's why he's got to pee outside.
In the urinals, they're filled with straw and other composting materials to keep odors down, and that material will eventually become compost that can be used to fertilize plants. And on top of those urinals is a small flower garden to beautify your public spaces.
Hey, how do you like that tomato?
It's so good.
That's right.
It's very earthy, and you could just... it's the juiciest thing I've ever had. It's like there's just water dripping down my face.
It's a piss tomato.
Wait, what?
It's a piss tomato. You take all the compost from the urinatoire outside, and then you take it, and I used it in the plants. It's a piss tomato.
I'm sorry. I think I'm misunderstanding you, Chuck. Are you saying that I'm eating your pee?
Yeah. And other people's. I mean, the people stop by, but mainly it's mine.
Is this the urinal out front?
You got a piss tomato. You got a piscini. And some pissalope. It's the cantaloupe that I grew with my pee.
You know, the asparagus? It smells like asparagus.
Yeah, I eat a lot of it. It's kind of a circle of life.
All this stuff smells like asparagus. I had it once. I'm
one
sorry.
time.
It's so potent.
Asparagus.
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 How dare you? And if you're not a fan of wild peeing, how about a little bit of wild pooping?
Okay.
In New Jersey. There you go.
See that argument? I'm not a fan of wild peeing. Now you give me some wild pooping. That's my shit. Because it's shit.
Get out of my house and don't shit in my urinal anymore.
Come on, guys. This isn't what it's for. What are we, animals?
It's not a poopatoire.
Poopatoire.
It's like tuna tartare, but with shit.
Don't do that. How's the poopa tartare? It's terrible.
Just like shit in a cracker. Well,
Meh.
you know, fish eggs are expensive, so we can't do caviar. But they're giving the shit away.
Giving this shit away.
You know when they say I don't give a shit? They do. They give all the shits. I got reindeer shit. I got elk shit. I got bat shit. They call that guano. And I got Thomas Tramaglini shit. He is the former superintendent of the Kenilworth Public Schools in New Jersey.
Job.
He was the suspected Hoymdale High School track pooper. You see,
Bang!
could you not shit while you're running?
Sorry. Should see me on the hurdles. He hit every single one of them.
They all have stretch marks. Stretch marks.
I'm not doing the relay with you either. This isn't a baton. What have you been eating?
When he does the pole vault, he gets to the apex and lets it fly. You can't be within 30 feet.
That line judge is just... We're having a problem filling that spot.
His shot put doesn't even... He's never thrown a shot put.
It's a shit put.
But somehow it's liquid.
But damn, he's fast. I'd cut him, but we keep winning.
How fast is he? You know, I hate it because it's the pun, but he really is fast as shit.
He runs the shit out of that.
You could say as quick as diarrhea. No, you probably shouldn't say that. No. You know, this used to be a white track. Now it's more of a checkerboard. That one square is red.
Right. Ew.
Yeah, you just immediately go, oh, what'd you say? Thomas Tremaglini, more like Thomas the Pooper. Thomas the Poop Engine, 42-year-old from Aberdeen. He's decided to also file a lawsuit against the Holmdel Police Department for at least $1 million regarding the situation. So he was charged on May 1st
a lot of cotton now.
With public urination or defecation, discarding and dumping of litter, and lewdness by the police after the Holmdel school staff and the coaches told the school resource officer that they were finding human feces at or near the high school track and football field on a daily basis. He was taking a shit on the track on a daily basis. You're the superintendent of the entire school district, and you're like, fuck this place in particular. I'm like, if you don't like it that much, fix it from the top. You are literally in position to change this.
You wrecked my new Air Jordans.
So he tendered his resignation. Like, he submitted his resignation to the school, saying that in an effort to avoid legal fees and expensive litigation, and in the best interest of all concerned, including the faculty, staff, and students of the school district, Dr. Poop Pants, what did I actually call him? Dr. Poopy Pants has tendered, and the board has accepted his resignation effective September 30th, 2018.
See that outgoing interview? I got to tell you, you really shit the bed on this one.
Well, you know, just it's a long day.
Too much coffee.
His contract would have run until July 1st, 2020, and his salary was $147,000 a year. Now, according to his attorney, Matthew Adams, through his attorney, Matthew Adams, he issued a written statement on his client's behalf after a June court date, saying, for the intent to sue the police department, says, the hallmark of our system of justice is the presumption of innocence. Unless or until proven guilty at trial within the framework established by the rules of evidence, every defendant enjoys that basic liberty-defining right. Leaks, half-truths, and outright falsehoods about a good man with an exceptional record of public service are not a substitute for admissible evidence. Now, he did not specify who leaked the information or what he believed to be a half-truth or false.
Right.
But he did write that letter. And then he forwarded to the newspaper a notice of tort claim, a preliminary step in the civil suit against the Holmdel Township Police Department. The notice claims that the Holmdel police unlawfully photographed Poopy Pants by taking his mugshot and then making it public.
Oh, wow.
So he got arrested, he got his mugshot taken, and then that's a matter of public record. So now he's suing the police for releasing that mugshot in accordance with him being a pooper.
Come on, this is shit. I tell you. How did they know it was him?
I don't know. We haven't gotten that far ahead.
Okay.
This was reported just recently, and it's the event originally. He got charged May 1st, so he got charged at the end of the school year. This came up towards the end of the summer, and he's resigning in 30 days. Well, the resignation will be effective in 30 days. The amount claimed is estimated to be in excess of $1 million, which includes but is not limited to the reasonable financial loss of income, harm to reputation, emotional distress, invasion of privacy, and intrusion on seclusion.
He's become constipated.
He hasn't pooped in 3 months. Do you know what that does to a colon? Gets ripped apart, becomes a semicolon.
Oh, there it is.
Mm-hmm. Can't even have his period now. Speaking of whipping it out in public.
Okay.
You ever been to a nudist beach?
No.
What about a nudist beach in Sweden?
Yes.
Okay. You ever seen some cows there?
No.
I don't mean fat people. Don't be mean. I mean actual cows.
I said no.
Stop. You guys stop saying that kind of stuff.
I didn't.
You're so rude.
No.
But according to local news in Sweden, nudists have been complaining to officials in the province Småland about livestock visiting the beaches, saying that their presence is unhygienic and could pose a health risk.
You're laying around in sand in your nude.
Yeah, but there are cows here now. What the fuck? You know, we drink their milk, we eat their flesh, but they will not sunbathe next to me.
And I'll tell you what, that cow is wearing a scarf.
Mm-hmm.
They're not even following the rules of the beach.
Yeah.
Where did that cow get overalls?
Listen, they're great. They look great. They'd probably fit my mother-in-law. Boom, roasted. But this is a nudist beach. Whip it out. Now, they're dealing with a huge amount of heat in the summer heat in Europe. So throughout the country, there's farmers that were struggling to feed their animals. This has meant that some farmers have decided to slaughter the cattle earlier than usual, but others instead are just trying to bring their livestock to nearby nudist beaches in order to cool them down. So rather than killing them because they can't take care of them, they're like, let's go play at the beach. Beach day. Girls' day. I can imagine they're all dairy cows and they're just standing around like filing their nails and gossiping. Maybe there's some bulls right by them playing volleyball. So come on, let's do it.
To this day, one of my favorite Far Side comics. When I worked for the bank, we used to have this up in our office. We were like tons of old people worked at this bank. Like it was a family-owned bank, so these people had been working forever there, and then we were data processing. We did all the checks and stuff. Like we'd run through the checks, we were. I think like Jim was like 30, Mario was 23.
Oh my god, that's so old.
I was 23, and Larry was 23, and then Edgar, who used to run back and forth and like pick up checks and stuff. Edgar was like 18. So we'd have like music blaring, machines going, everything like that. But one of our favorite. To this day, one of our favorite Far Side comics, where all the cows like just standing around drinking coffee, and then all of a sudden one yells "car," and then the car goes by and the next thing, and they're all on fours going moo 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 moo, and then the next one it's gone, and then they're back up and they're drinking their coffee again, and they're standing on two legs. It's one of my favorites.
It must have been one of those rare non-single panel Far Sides.
Yeah.
I mainly remember them for the single panel ones. Like I know they did all the other ones. I used to have, I don't know where it was, but I used to have a couple Far Side books.
I have a bunch of them.
So complaints from the nudists led to the Culture and Leisure Department taking a vote on whether the cattle were okay to visit the beach, and they have come down with a harsh ruling. What do you think the ruling was?
No.
You are so wrong,
No.
and I wish you would stop being so hateful just because you don't want cows on your beach.
Good Lord.
The cows have just as much right to be there as humans.
Oh, there you go. Maybe even more so.
I don't know. Have you ever seen a cow windsurf? No? Then why do they need the beach? Tell me. Tell me why.
Seen a
Tell
cow
me.
on a jet ski.
That's my sister.
You have hate in your heart, sir.
That's my 10-year-old son.
Laverne, get off that jet ski. It's why I have weight issues.
We should have Laverne and Timmy fight. I don't know who's more vitamin D deficient. So when people aren't shooing away cows, they're shooing away black bears.
Moo, 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 moo,
Moo, moo, moo. I know. A 95-year-old Vancouver woman had a bear visit her twice in one day, but he didn't just come up and say, "Hey, he got into her kitchen." So after the first time,
I'm just a bear coming in. Give me some honey.
Anastasia says that while she was watching television in her home, she heard a noise coming from the other side of the house. So when she went to investigate,
Bear noises.
all of a sudden, yeah. Bear noise, bear noise, bear noise. What is that? I'm saying bear noise. You should know. I'm a bear. Come on.
One of my favorite things to do during opening to any show is when I'm teaching them how to get gifts. I usually, what's your favorite animal? Somebody yells giraffe. And I'm like, you're going to love this one. What sound does it make? And I was like, that was a terrible giraffe. I'm like, in case you didn't know, the giraffe call is, I'm a giraffe.
When she went over to the other side of the house to investigate, she saw a black bear, rummaging through her kitchen.
That's what it was. It's racism. Mm-hmm. Why can't just be a bear? Why we got a label?
It's a rough neighborhood.
They're calling you white bear.
That's a street in Minnesota that I grew up near. She said, I was annoyed. I told him to go, and then he just went about halfway to the backyard, and I said, no, go home.
But I just want some cereal.
You get out of here.
Okay, but
this is my house.
Can I have this Lunchable?
I bought it from you fair and square.
But
the bank foreclosed because you couldn't make a payment.
My popcorn is almost popped. My popcorn's almost popped.
That's my popcorn.
You just wait. No, the popcorn is...
Did you buy it?
I did not.
Exactly. It's my popcorn.
I'll share it with you.
No.
Okay.
No, that implies it's still yours.
No.
This is my popcorn.
You share it with me.
You have to ask nicely.
I didn't like mauls her face. I tried to reason with you.
She's just, yap every day.
Get out of my house. That's my food. Shit.
So the bear left. She went about her day. And she said that a little bit later on, she discovered the bear had come back and was snooping around the cupboards, destroying her sugar bin. She said, he made a regular mess. I was really annoyed with him, and I told him to go. He looked at me, and then he grabbed something. I don't know what it was, and he ran out.
He's got a gun!
I just left my keys. I think this is where I was last.
You didn't even drive. I didn't see a car out front.
There are keys to my apartment.
You can afford an apartment? You couldn't even make one payment on this place.
You know what? I don't need this.
I just healed.
Now I want to go into this next story.
Okay.
But we need to take a quick break.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We'll do that.
Wrestling. A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. The wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. Collar and Elbow is the brand. Passion and love for wrestling is the drive. I am Al Snow, and this is Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand.
Get 10% off of your order when you use promo code DVMPE at collarandelbowbrand.com.
So there's
Wrestling.
It's about selling t-shirts.
Buy t-shirts. I actually own a lot of them.
See, that's what we're fucking talking about. We were just talking about how you can't fucking get rid of all your shirts. Like, yeah, our sponsor, I have so many of those shirts. So, there's the thing about, a restaurant that's, the family restaurant that's kind of been in the area forever, and it's kind of, it's good the way it is. We don't need to change it.
Right. For me, that was Dapper's. I always loved Dapper's.
Now, if they would have changed, what was your favorite thing from there?
The cream of chicken rice soup.
If they changed it so it's just cream of chicken with no rice in it, or better yet, they switched it to brown rice, how would you feel?
I would hate it. Let me tell you.
Or if it was cream of turkey with rice.
No, fuck that. Let me tell you. They closed down to do because they were going to do a whole rebuild and they're going to do a facelift and everything and then expand. That place reopened on a Wednesday, which was cream of chicken rice day, and there's a line out the door because people have been without it for months.
I thought you were going to say they closed for things, and they're like, you know what? Let's just stop.
We're done.
There was a Burger King right by me that closed for renovations.
It's open again.
Well, finally.
Yeah, it's been forever.
I mean, I don't know how you would know since you're nowhere near it anymore.
That's where I take the car.
Oh, okay.
I was just there. I just had brakes done and a new muffler.
That makes sense. Yeah, so they completely redid it. It went from being the old style to the new style Burger King, and then nothing happened for 6 months. And I was like, oh, did you get some approval? I've had that happen.
Yeah,
a little bit of water is stuck in the muffler, rusts out.
God,
That used to be a problem on my old Honda. My buddy that worked on Honda, at the dealership, was like, yeah, it's a known problem. We usually just punch a hole in the back of it, and it's fine.
Yep.
So anyway, there's a restaurant in Maine that is known for serving up hot dogs and fries, but now, in recent weeks, there's been a bit of a kerfuffle.
Oh, not a kerfuffle.
Dare I say, shenanigans.
Bum, bum, bum.
They had to swap out. They had to swap out the crinkle cut fries into straight cut fries. I know.
If Portillo's did that, I'd lose my fucking mind. I'd be like, don't do that. What are you doing?
Leslie Parsons
I want to order Portillo's now.
is the owner of Bali's famous Franks in Waterville. She said in a statement that while there is understanding that the crinkly deep fried potatoes that were a long-standing traditional fry for the restaurant, the decision to change up the menu was financial. And that other than the shape change, the quality and care put into the fries remains the same. She's not old, but I was forced to make an unpopular business decision for reasons as a business owner one must make from time to time. The blades are ridiculously pricey and flimsy. It takes many blades to operate the cutter, and after sinking thousands, yes, thousands, I chose to go with an alternative cut. They are still fresh cut daily. We still use the best potato in Maine. It is still very expensive. It is still a very expensive French fry, and our very process, minus the crinkle cut, is still the same. I don't know why she said it's very expensive. She should have said inexpensive. But in her official statement, she's like, yeah, it costs a lot of money.
My first job was working for a hot dog place down the street from my house. It was called Frank's to You. And we
Did you hit the owner every day?
I wanted to. He was a dick too. We used to do the fries, put it in the thing, crank it down, like at Gene and Jude's or
right. Essentially, it's like a can crusher.
Yeah,
but the bottom is a grid,
so that it just popped. The one thing, so I can get that, and that's just easier than you have to do the whole thing with the blades and My biggest thing is I think you could just swap out the grid for another cut, but whatever. But one thing that I just hated about it was the
white people.
No, they would do the fries, and then he'd be like, we'd soak them in water, and he'd put whitener in it, like a natural, so that we could do a whole lot of potatoes, and they wouldn't get dark. And I was always like, I don't know that's right.
So you're bleaching your
essentially
fries.
bleaching the fries before, and I'm like,
It's like, yeah, you don't like it there, but if you buy like frozen food, it's probably done there.
right.
The other owner, Jim Parsons, told them the change was made.
Jim Parsons from The Big Bang Theory.
The change was made in late June, but recently the amount of customer dissatisfaction has grown. The owner says a man angry about the new fries threatened to fight him after he was asked to leave because he was being disorderly. He's saying people come in with a negative attitude that fries just aren't going to be the same, and that's a tough sale for us. See, the Parsons family took over the restaurant in 2017 from the Genest family, who started the shop back in 1962. From 62 to 2017, crinkle cut fries. 2017 to 2018, everything's fine. But then
Fucking chaos.
But then the Parsons come in and fuck up the fries. So it's kind of like what you said. If you go to Portillo's and all of a sudden they're like, we do normal fries now. Right. And you're like, well, then fuck you.
I haven't had Portillo's like anywhere else, like some of the new ones that are opening up, and I wonder if they're the same.
Like in different states?
Yeah. I wonder if it's, I mean, they do the catering stuff, so I can't imagine that it's not the
right.
same,
the fact that you can get it shipped to you makes me think
why it shouldn't be the same.
Right, except for if the service sucks or if they're not good, as good as cooking it. Or,
right.
I don't know. Jim went on to say, I just wanted to say I will absolutely not tolerate being sworn at, threatened physical harm to myself. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Leslie. I don't remember her voice. I just want to say I will absolutely not tolerate being sworn at, threatened physical harm to myself, my husband, and children. It is unacceptable here at Bolly's and should never be tolerated anywhere. I apologize to the customers whom I know would much prefer the crinkle cut fry and have graciously accepted our change. But the debate over the fries even got the attention of Bangor Police Department, where Lieutenant Tim Cotton, who
drew his gun and pointed it in Leslie's face. Where's the crinkle cut? Gotta have some back there.
He runs the department's Facebook page and had a write on there, I'm not going to judge the folks who are steeped in the tradition of crinkle cut, but I say we all need to get a grip on being angry with changes which displease us.
Right.
Also, we really cannot be fighting or throat punching people over our differences, or the
should be on a T-shirt,
or the differences between straight and crinkle cut.
It's really a metaphor for sexuality.
The fact that a police officer had to say that,
right?
We shouldn't throat punch people over French fries.
It's a brave new world.
Nor should you throat punch people over cheese samples at Costco.
That's a whole other story.
It is a whole other story, but very similar. We're talking about Greenville, South Carolina, where there was a report July 26th. So this is one of those, been a while. Maybe you didn't hear about this one. Because this tale starts when a 72-year-old man cut ahead of a 70-year-old man who was waiting for a complimentary piece of cheese. You figure that bastard, I can forgive it this one time. However.
So you're telling me that after he cut in front of him, things were not Gouda?
No, you see, he cut the cheese line.
Oh.
And then afterwards, the 70-year-old, we're going to call the 70-year-old Harold, the 72-year-old
other Harold.
Older Harold. See, the problem is older Harold cut in front of Harold in the cheese line. And Harold's like, you know what? I've seen some shit. This isn't the worst.
I was in Nam. They cut in front of me and the cheese line there, too. That's what started the whole thing.
But they won't tell you that on the news.
No. Get out of the way, Charlie.
Turns out it was just some guy named Charlie cut in front of me. Got some cheese. And everyone heard me yelling about Charlie's over there.
Charlie's in the cheese.
This whole time.
Yes.
He's just been yelling about some dude, and everyone's like, "Oh, I just see a bunch of Vietnamese people. Ah, he's over there. It must be those guys."
Oh, anyway, go ahead.
It happened again, as young Harold was waiting for a cheeseburger sample, and then old Harold came in, grabbed the cheeseburger first.
What's that guy's deal, man? I'd be like, listen.
He's as your elder.
Fucker.
Well, that's the thing. Police say the cheeseburger stand worker confirmed that older Harold then smacked younger Harold, causing... I'm sorry. As soon as old Harold stole the cheeseburger sample first, young Harold started exchanging angry words and then threw a punch. And then the Hawaiian shirt-clad older Harold smacked young Harold, causing his hat and glasses to fly off. This is a couple of 70-year-old men fighting over cheese at Costco.
That's great.
So if you think, I'm too old to be yelling at this person over a parking space, you're never too old.
No, apparently.
No, you do you.
Ugh.
And just when you think you're going to be old and die off, just wait. AI.
Whip it out.
AI is here.
Ugh.
That's right, we got some more AI news. This one is not nearly...
AI news.
There wasn't a sweet goat story with the AI. If we have a goat AI, then that song is going to be so on point.
Right.
Because, you remember the movie American History X?
Yeah.
Well, the director of that, Tony Kaye, is looking to cast an artificial intelligence actor as the lead in his next film.
Okay.
Yeah, he's made the decision to employ a robot over a human for his next project titled Second Born.
Alexa or Siri? Alexa or Siri?
Well, if you don't cast Siri, it's racist.
Oh. Okay. Alexa.
So the android will be trained in various techniques and a variety of acting methods, and Kay hopes it will lead to recognition by the Screen Actors Guild, which would lead to awards consideration.
Nope. They're going to hate it.
But this film is a sequel to the film Firstborn, starring Val Kilmer and Denise Richards, the first ever Iranian-American co-production. And it's set to be released this year. It tells the story of a newlywed couple who encounters problems conceiving, probably because one of them's a robot.
Yeah.
I like to think some guy's having sex with his
Toaster.
well, sure. I was going to say sex doll.
Bagel smart.
And if you leave it in too long, it will burn.
Listen. Unplug it first.
Are you saying I shouldn't fork you?
Hey. Hit defrost. See what happens.
He just gets up and cooks something for you.
Right.
Oh, that's pretty handy.
Oh. Well, I am having sex with it.
At least it could do is make me breakfast.
Me too. Shut up, Laverne. Get back in the closet. You only eat yogurt.
That's all you feed me.
My teeth aren't strong.
3 of them aren't mine. I took them from the cat.
No wonder he's all fucking weird and snaggle too.
Just imagine little Wolverine claw style teeth. Like for his canine tooth, it's just 3 small cat teeth.
Stop being weird, Laverne.
I can't help it. I don't know better.
Get back in your closet.
I want friends.
Take this yo play and get back in your closet.
Can I have a fork this time?
No, absolutely not.
You don't love me.
Nope.
Why do you keep me?
Tax deduction.
It's fair. Speaking of tax deductions, business is good for a man in Cologne, Michigan. He just launched a new taxi service.
Okay.
You've heard of Uber. You've heard of taxis. Have you heard of, wait for it, Amish Uber?
No.
Here's the thing. Timothy Holzstedler.
Wait a minute. I have questions.
What?
How does he know,
I know
if someone needs a car?
It took you that long to be like, wait a second. It's not.
Hold on a minute.
You don't get a car.
You get a carriage.
He pulls up in his horse and buggy.
How does he know?
I don't know. That's
Send
the
up a
thing.
flyer?
You know, there's another thing. He printed out a sign with Black Bar the Uber, but it's got a horse and carriage on it too. So someone's using technology when they shouldn't be.
Photoshop. Shunned.
Shun the non-believer. Here's the thing. If you're ever in Cologne, Michigan, and you want the Amish Uber, you have to see him when he's on the road and flag him down yourself. Because he doesn't have a phone. He's just offering horse carriage rides. But he printed out a sign. I just like that he printed it out. He used technology to print a sign.
He probably did it during Rumspringa. He's like, one of these days,
I'm going to go crazy.
have a business.
And I am going to use Microsoft Paint.
So hard.
I've read about it in all the Reader's Digests. Can they pay someone to use technology for them?
I think so.
Is it kind of like with the devout Jewish people that can't do anything on Saturday? Yeah. You're not even allowed to pay someone to do something for you because that's considered work? I don't know. I just like that you have to flag him down for a ride. I'm like, okay, so he's just a horse and carriage.
Right.
No, I'm Amish Uber. Like, you're just using the word. You're gonna get actually sued.
Right.
So his advertising isn't really going anywhere, but there is a brand new kind of opening. There's a brand new style of advertising. I'm sorry, it's been a while, and it's been a rough couple of weeks.
Yeah.
A Japanese company has new advertising space, and you're thinking, well, where else could they possibly advertise? They're advertising on people.
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
But, I mean, you've seen people with, like, we've talked before about people getting, like, a forehead tattoo.
Yeah.
This is a new thing, an even newer thing. What now? You are an ad exec, right? You're trying to think of the next place on the human body to put an advertisement. Where do you put an advertisement that makes the most sense?
On their ass.
Okay, it's got to make the most sense.
On their back.
You're getting closer.
On their front.
Somewhere in the middle of that.
On their side.
But where on the side?
Like on the arm.
The arm what?
What?
The armpit. That's correct.
Oh, that's weird.
Yes, it is weird, but it is brand new advertising.
Hey man, you like cell phones?
No, bro.
It says Sprint.
No, it just says spit. I think you've been sweating.
Oh, damn it.
You got spit in your arm.
Just like T-Mobile.
It's an advertisement for Windows, but a quarter of each of it sweats off. Bro.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's funny because I have to have my arm up just so you could see it.
I need a touch up.
This sends a really bad message.
I'm getting my ass beat.
A Japanese advertising company has come up with this new way for the advertising. The Wakino Ad Company, which recently began operations, has released photos on its website showing how this ad strategy could be used by recruitment portals, acting schools, detective agencies, and more. They want to corner the market on detective agencies.
1-800-555-4284.
You know what's great is that was a visual joke just for me.
That's for you.
It's where he lifted up his one arm for half the number, and then for the rest of the number, you're not going to believe this, lifted up his other arm.
It doesn't work if you have to explain it to people.
It doesn't work anyway.
I'm not even... No, it's not true.
The ads come in various sizes and are in color, with armpit rentals starting from around $90 an hour.
But you gotta walk around with your arms up?
I don't know if you have to walk around with your arms up praising, or if just people walk by and go, "Hey, psst, check out my armpit." I don't know. This is unprecedented. It's amazing. It's new. It's the thing to do.
It's fresh.
It is fresh.
Not that fresh because it's the armpit. But
see, the company the ad company is owned by Liberta, a Japanese brand that specializes in beauty products for the underarm. So they invented a new way of advertising just to sell the one thing that they have.
That pit bedazzled.
The company, which is said to is open to hiring male models as well, will be organizing an armpit beauty contest to find people. So not only do you have to degrade yourself to have someone advertising your armpit, they have to think your armpit's pretty enough.
I'd fuck it. You think that's a good armpit? Yeah, but would you have sex with it? I don't know.
Would you buy, I don't know, chicken diapers from it?
Yes.
Well, it's a good thing because there is a booming business of luxury chicken diapers. I want to go ahead and say that for you again. Luxury chicken diapers.
Original and extra crispy.
I don't know if you want to eat a crispy diaper.
Anyway.
Bad visuals. Julie Baker is the figurehead of the luxury chicken, is a figurehead of the luxury chicken diaper industry. She launched her brand Pampered Poultry in 2010. Before that, she'd never even heard of chicken diapers. Can you believe it? She'd never heard of chicken diapers. I
never thought it'd be a thing.
This fucking idiot didn't even know about it. She was raising chickens with her daughter in Claremont, New Hampshire, when she saw a YouTube video of a chicken wearing what looked like an upside-down apron that was stretched across the backside. So it was a diaper, but it wasn't really effective. So she said, oh my God, I need to do that. That'll be great. So she began sewing her chicken, named Abigail, diapers out of cotton fabric, and soon other chicken owners were like, can you make us some chicken diapers too? And then eventually her and her daughter, by the way, she's homeschooling her daughter during this.
Great.
So she decided, I want you to listen to this. Homeschooling her daughter at the time, decided to turn the task into an assignment. I don't know if you're keeping track, but if you are forcing your child to do labor, I believe that's child labor.
It's an assignment.
And that it's homework.
She's getting an A.
This is math. One chicken diaper equals $25. You're welcome.
You pass. Get virtual.
So she and her daughter launched an online store to sell these diapers. And then she started getting a lot of orders. And I have a feeling science took a back seat. At first, she was mainly selling to her friends who attended poultry shows. She was selling it to also other chicken diehards, as listed here, who like to enter their birds into pseudo relay races. But then she's noticed in the last few years, there's been a shift in her customer base that people without deep connections to the poultry world want the diapers, so they can take their chickens indoors and then post stylish photos of them on Instagram. That's right, this is Instagram's fault, because that's what the problem is with the world today. Instagram. Two old men yelling about Instagram. No, we're not going to go there. Just saying, a lot of people do weird shit. As an aside, you see a lot of people that are like, oh my God, I hate being single, I just want to be in a relationship. The second they're in a relationship, they start posting like all these couple photos of like, here we are apple picking. I'm like, you don't want to go apple picking. You just want a picture of the two of you going apple picking.
Right. So that people are.
So everyone's like, oh my God, you guys are so cute. You went apple picking. And you're like, I just wanted to sleep in today.
Yeah. It's Sunday.
Maybe I wanted to eat gummy worms in bed for breakfast. But here I am in a slightly rainy day with matching overalls picking apples so you can get 14 likes. Glad you're happy.
Yeah.
Let's have a baby to fix this. That's how I came about.
Laverne, shut up. You were a mistake.
You don't know that?
I do know that.
How do you know that?
Because I said, what? Oops.
It's counted to one. So now people are, she's selling 500 to 1,000 diapers each month, $18 a piece. She's making up to $18,000 in chicken diapers a month.
A piece of paper and a calculator to do that.
No, because they did it for me. She's saying there's not a single state I don't ship to. like in wealthy cities like San Francisco, chickens have become a status symbol. Like I know there's a lot of people that get into chickens. Like they get like 10 or so chickens just so that way they can have eggs every day. It's like I'm gonna raise. It's a nice. I guess you could say it's a nice pet. Like, so if you want a pet with a responsibility that's also gives you something out of it, like gives you food,
right?
Then sure, it's a cool thing, whatever. But then there's some people that get like 1 or 2 chickens, put some diapers on it, and have it house trained. This is my chicken, Claremont. He is 3 years old, and he loves Gilmore Girls. How do you know he loves them? He can't leave the room. I mean, he's just glued to the screen. Are you gluing your chicken to the screen? It's Velcro.
It's Velcro.
So
That's how he gets out. It's fine.
He's only glued to the screen
He's
by the Gilmore
definitely
Girls.
more of a Lorelai.
I didn't know that.
And I'm a Rory.
There are certain chicken owners. So the people that buy chickens for the status symbols, there was a report in the Washington Post in March that certain chicken owners have hired chicken whisperers to consult on their pet's comfort.
Hey, chicken. Whisper, 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 whisper. I'm gonna eat you.
You know how much you can charge as a chicken whisperer? $225 an hour. That's better than making diapers.
Right?
Well, unless your child's making it, unless your child's whispering.
Are all those chicken related? Is that why you haven't bracked off on the thing?
No.
I was gonna say they're all chicken related topics.
No, that's the chicken topic.
Oh, okay.
The fact that someone's making all these chicken diapers and then now there's also a chicken whisperer. The chicken whisperer.
My ex-girlfriend has a pig. He's like,
sounds like she dumped the pig.
He's just like a 300-pound pig. And I guess it just like acts like a damn 2-year-old. It's pretty ridiculous. He has his own Instagram.
I hate the idea of someone starting an Instagram for like their dogs or something. But if you have a pet pig,
yeah,
I'm like, you are gone. You are beyond any help.
Right.
And I'm not going to follow it, but I'm going to look at it once in a while.
Right.
Because I want to know just how crazy you've gotten. Like if I see it in a tutu on a makeshift stage, and you're like, it's a recital. I'm like, is it time to commit her yet? Can we all have an intervention?
Yeah, his name is Gallagher Malkovich. Because she's a shameless fan. It's fucking ridiculous.
I'm sure you've you know some stuff about online dating because you did all that stuff for the thing you were writing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a woman, Teresa Berkey.
Okay.
She has sued the website 7030 in central London for deceit and misrepresentation, and the High Court ruled it. The High Court ruled it had misled the businesswoman about its exclusive membership. She won $17,000 from this website, and $17,000 in damages from an elite dating site that failed to introduce her to the match she hoped would be, quote, possibly the man of my dreams and the father of my child. Now I say this, the father of my child, but really, she's already got a bunch of kids, and then she still wants more.
Right.
Now this website, she's a 47-year-old mother of 3 who lives in Chelsea. Approached the dating service in 2013, and her requirements were not modest. She wanted a, quote, sophisticated gentleman, ideally employed in the finance industry, and it was important that he lead a wealthy lifestyle and be open to traveling internationally. Then her most important requirement was willingness to have more children, since she always wanted to have 4. She was encouraged by what she read about the website and eventually signed up, paying $16,000 to sign up for the service. So it's a website that's dedicated to rich people looking for happiness, I guess. The managing director at the time, Lamarck Thomas, claimed that there was a substantial number of wealthy male members actively engaged in its service who were a sufficient match for her desires. So her desires, she's got 3 kids. She wants a 4th, so you got to be a stepdad to 3 and having a 4th kid. Also, you better be rich, that you work in the finance world and you take me everywhere, give me all your money, take care of my kids for me with their money. Money, money, money. Give me money. The judge said it was false and misleading because there are only about 100 active male members altogether. And the number could not by any stretch of the imagination be described as a substantial number, even with considering how far that numbers would have been reduced to allow for her criteria.
Right.
Yeah, so she in turn they countersued, and she had to pay them $6,400 for libel because she lit them up in a Google review. So they fucked up. She called them out on it, and they both had to pay. So eventually she got about 10 grand out of the whole deal. Rather, she paid 17 grand to sign up. She got 16 back, but then had to pay 6,400. So she paid $7,000 to be deceived by this. I mean, she was deceived, but at the same time, your requirements are that high.
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
Yeah, the owner, Susie Ambrose, said that the expectations were lofty and unrealistic. Her expectations were lofty and unrealistic of how many men she could be introduced through the agency. Because you got to think about it. All these people are going to be said, these are all the requirements for this woman. Would you want to meet her? How many people, wealthy or not, someone, we'll say you can be extremely rich or not, but if someone comes in being this, I don't want to say demanding, but this demanding of, I got 3 kids, I want a 4th, you got to take care of them all. Also, I want to travel and give me money. How many people are like, oh, let me get in that relationship?
This is my girl.
Like, there's nothing wrong with if you want to, if there's like a single mother of 3.
Right.
It's like, I'm just looking for a partner. That's way better than give me money. That's all I want out of you is money. No, there's not much to it. Just the fact that she sued them for so much money, and then was like, "Just give me money."
Right.
I don't know. You can counteract that woman with my 20s spirit animal. We'll call her. Stephanie Ringgold, 33-year-old from Baltimore City, Maryland. She was charged twice with similar charges on Saturday, August 11th. In both incidents, she was charged with driving while intoxicated, driving under the influence, and several other traffic charges related to traffic stops. During the first traffic stop, she had a 4-year-old and a 6-month-old and an adult passenger in her car. And as a result, she was also charged with DUI while transporting a minor and DUI per se while transporting a minor. Whatever. So she gets stopped, and she was arrested and transported to the precinct where she was processed and then released to a sober driver. So someone else has picked her up and taken her out of there. Less than 20 minutes later, the same trooper saw her arrive back at her vehicle, get in the driver's seat, and drive away. And having just told her that she's not allowed to drive for 12 hours, he stopped her, again, still impaired, and she was arrested the second time and transported back to the precinct, where she was again processed and later released to a sober driver. So, I love the person.
That is? That's persistence.
Mm-hmm.
Damn the man.
Instead of a DUI, I think we can just call her getting a 2UI.
2UI.
Twice under the influence. And while that's a very good reason for someone to go to jail twice, maybe this the Slovakian woman maybe shouldn't be arrested. But sure enough, she got sent to jail after 16 years. She was doing something to bother her neighbors for 16 years.
Oh, God.
Right. She did it because there was a dog in the neighborhood that wouldn't stop barking. So now this something happened 16 years ago, the dog barking. So she started doing this thing, and she kept it up for the next 16 years before finally people had enough and she got fucking arrested. What do you think she did for these 16 years in response to a dog barking?
She would turn music up really loud.
You are right on.
Okay.
But I want you to guess what kind of music. You're not going to be able to guess the song because unless you've read this, you have no idea.
She's Slovakian?
Mm-hmm.
Polka music.
No, but that would have been... I don't think that would have taken 16 years.
Right.
I think that would have been 3.5 minutes.
Okay.
This bitch is crazy.
Death metal.
God, that'd be cool. That'd be so cool. Well, no, she's an old lady.
Even better.
She could face up to 3 years in jail if convicted for her crimes. She was playing... Are you ready?
Yeah.
Opera.
Oh.
She played the same 4-minute aria from Giuseppe Verdi's La Traviata over and over again on full volume from morning until night.
Yeah. Why did it take 16 years?
I don't know.
People are like, you know what? 10 or 12 more years of this, and I'm going to get pissed.
Yeah, she cranked up the volume on her home entertainment system to drown out a neighborhood dog's loud barking, but then decided to keep it going for another 16 years, with neighbors furiously accusing the woman of harassment.
James Spader once told a story on the Tonight Show where in his apartment in New York City, he likes to go for walks, but he puts on like jazz music and blares it loud so that when he's walking back from his walk, he opens the windows, he can hear the music. So if he's down on the streets in New York in his apartment and he's blaring the jazz out so it's out coming out of the windows, how loud do you think that must be to the neighbors? They're like, fucking Spader. You know?
Fuck that.
I don't think it took him 16 years to be told to stop, though.
No. So you familiar? This is our last story.
Yep.
We have... Apparently there's a growing problem in out in California, like cities like Santa Monica and Beverly Hills. There is a rapid growth of something that is pestering everyone, all the locals, to the point where they are committing crimes. Have you heard?
Gas prices. No.
Well, I mean, it's indirectly related to that. There is the massive growth of electric pay-per-minute scooters.
Oh.
Yeah, so all these scooters there are popping up. So it's kind of like the ride what are those bikes? Like,
ride share bikes, or
is that what those are called? Like the bikes that are like in a lock, and then you swipe a credit card, and you can ride around the city with them.
Right.
It's those, but with little fucking scooters that you used to see, like 10-year-olds doing little bunny hops. And look at my tricks.
Like Razor scooters.
Yeah, but these are little electronic versions of those. So now residents are starting to wage guerrilla warfare against these devices, with vandals destroying or desecrating the little scooters, and then celebrating this stuff on social media in full view of authorities and the public, and people are just kind of like, eh. A Venice Beach maintenance worker who works on the stuff says they throw them everywhere, in the ocean, in the sand, in the trash can. Sunday I was finding kickstands everywhere. Looks like they were snapped off. The vandalism continues after a rash of pellet gun attacks on so-called Google buses in the Bay Area, and appear to be motivated by resentment over the increasing presence of tech corporations along the Southern California coast, which is now apparently dubbed Silicon Beach, I don't know about that, but I have a feeling that they saw everything that's happened to San Francisco with all the tech booming stuff, and like, oh, it cost $600,000 to get a 1-bedroom house.
Right.
Yeah, get the fuck out of our town.
Right.
Lieutenant Michael Solomon, who supervises the LAPD's Pacific Division's Venice Beach detail, said he's aware of the vandalism, but his team has seen scooters in like piled up 10 feet high. But because people aren't reporting the incidents, it's something that they're not going to respond to.
Right.
They're not going to fucking deal with it. It's like, I don't care if your scooters get fucked up.
I don't care.
I got, you know, when
leave them on the road.
When you get pulled over, like, don't you have better things to do? Aren't there crimes to be solved? They're like, yeah, we don't give a shit about the scooters. Yeah. No one's calling it in because snitches get scooter snitches. Stitches.
Yeah.
God, I cannot fucking speak.
That's right.
So now originally they were welcomed into Los Angeles, like, because they're a cheap, clean energy solution. They're called both the Bird scooters and Lime scooters. Excuse me. Are now just being hit with all this kinds of backlash. People just do not want these fucking things. I don't know. I like that the people are so against fucking scooters. You know, you're looking up scooters, don't you? No, I thought you were gonna like. Oh, how much are they? Oh, that's not bad.
I want to see what they look like.
I mean, it looks like a scooter.
No, I know. I'm just.
What do you think they looked like?
No, I just didn't see how bulky they were, how big the tires were, or whatever.
Oh, it's like a Power Wheel, basically. No, it's lower than that. But the problem is people are flying around in these things. Basically, people are being assholes while riding them. So it's like it causes a lot of traffic jams because people are riding around like assholes on them. You're bumping into people who are on sidewalks and everything. So people are fucking tired of them. So
it's bike lane. Like, put them in the bike lane.
Even then, if you're in the bike lane, they're in the fucking way. They feel like it's causing extra congestion in walkways and bikeways that's unnecessary by decluttering the streets, or just it's like you can just walk. I got enough problem with people walking in the fucking way.
Right.
Like I can't stand when walking down like an aisle or a hallway or something, and if you're in a group of like 3 people and you're all walking side by side and you're just taking the whole hallway and you're walking super fucking slow. Oh my god, I just want to run my scooter into them. I want to hit them so hard with that fucking scooter, just full speed ahead, just take out their goddamn ankles. But yeah, so I can understand that similar scooters, they sell for more than $1,000. That's why I was like, if you're looking it up to see what you're like, I guess that's a fair price.
All right.
Would you ever buy one of these things?
I don't know. If I live downtown, and you could go to the, in Chicago, it's not terrible. Like I said, they do have bike lanes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about how cool, because like whenever I go to, it's the end of the summer anyway, but if I had like one next year, we go to the Playpen on the 31st Street pier, and it's a bar, and it's on the water, and a friend of mine works there. But we got to park like it's almost like a mile away, so that I'd just be like click click,
Well, then you can get a DUI on that thing then. If you remember I forget what episode it was, but we did all the ways that people have gotten DUIs.
Yeah.
You want to be that first asshole that gets in an electric scooter? You probably even wouldn't be the first one.
Probably not.
Maybe with top 10 ways people have gotten DUIs in 2018. We'll do a quick close encounter. It's a small jump into the leasing shit.
Yeah.
So I walked into the office to give them my 30-day notice, and the woman I talked to said, "Oh, okay. Well, what's your name?" So I give her my name and apartment number. She's like, "Oh, you're not in the system." I'm not in the system at all. I'm like, "Well, I want to break my lease. It's month to month." She's like, "Well, we don't do month to month." I'm like, "It's not with you. It's with the person I've been living here I've been renting their place for 4 years. Well, do you have a copy of the lease that says that it's month to month? So I just pull it out of my pocket because I knew they were going to be shitty. And it's like, oh, yeah, we don't have a copy of this on file. So she gives me the 30-day form and says, well, you're going to have to sign a 1-month lease for the last month that you're here. I'm like, but I'm under a lease already. Right, but you have to sign one with us.
No, you don't.
I'm like, not going to do that.
Okay.
So I take the form and I go back home, fill everything out. Not the lease, but there's like forms of like who lives in there, who's in the apartment right now, and in the welcoming. I say it's a welcoming, packet. Not even a packet. It's just a couple pages they put like in a newspaper bag attached to every single doorknob. It said on there about residencies like, oh, you have to responsibly declare how many people are living there, and you can't have overcapacity and all this kind of stuff. And if you know someone who has more than their legal capacity, you need to tell us, because it's bad for like the water and everything. Like, or you're just trying to be an asshole, right? Because there's a lot of families that live in here, and you're like, oh, what if they have one more kid than we allow?
Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you to kick out a family just because you're a bunch of assholes. Yeah, it's a shitty company that I didn't know about. I was just talking to my brother about the company, or talking about the whole process. When I came home on Wednesday and saw that on my door, I'm like, oh, it's this company.
Why did you go to them in the first place, though? I don't understand.
To give them a 30-day notice?
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't Jeff do that for you?
They bought him out.
Okay.
They bought out the units. He had to sell it at a loss.
Oh, so he's technically not the owner anymore.
Yeah, he's no longer the owner.
Oh.
So he told me in late or like mid-July that they're buying the complex up, and it should go through like August 7th. That day comes and goes, and there's nothing. I'm thinking like, well, is the sale even going through? They gave us the notice on the 24th. Hey, we're buying it. It's going through the 28th, and you have to have everything turned in by today. I'm like, what do you? No. You can't give me. You can't give me notice. And then also, I got home after the office had closed.
Right.
So I'm like, nah, fuck you guys. So then a couple of days, or the following Wednesday, I get home and there's a new packet saying, you have to churn in this information of like who lives there, what's your car, just so that way it doesn't get towed and that kind of stuff. So I'm filling out that stuff. I go make copies of it, and then I go to turn it in. The first lady I was talking to is busy, so I go to the next lady over, and she's asked for my name and give it to her. She's like, "Oh, it shows here you're with us until November." I said, "Okay." That lady, 2 hours ago, said I'm not even in the system, and now you were saying I'm here till November. Neither of you had a copy of my lease until 2 hours ago. Right. So I said,
just guessing.
So I'm like, I'm turning in my 30-day notice, and the first lady leans over, and he has to sign a 1-month lease. And I was like, I just ignored her.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
The thing is, they don't have an actual lease for you to sign. They email it to you and do it that way. I didn't read it because they didn't send it to me yet. And if they did send it to me, I'm just not going to respond to it because I've already given them notice under a current legal lease. But my favorite part of it was in the welcome letter. My brother had told me how shitty this company was without me even reading this thing first. So then I get off the phone with him. I'm reading through it, and then it says on there, we may not be the best company, or something along the line. We might not be perfect, but we try to get everything right. I'm like, you shouldn't in your welcome letter say, look,
just so you know,
sometimes
we suck.
Sometimes we're the worst. I don't know how to tell you this, but like, if you go to a dentist, like, look, sometimes I steal your teeth. Not always. And if you complain, I'll try to give them back. Right. But I'm going to get them teefies. Makes you want to blow up the world. Okay, I won't. Because this is the story of little Evan in New Jersey who went to Chuck E. Cheese for his 4th birthday party. Okay. And his mom invited 30 children to the party, and not one of them showed up.
Oh, no! Does he suck? What's wrong with the kid?
I don't know. Laverne, what's wrong with this kid? He's like me.
Even I would go.
It's me with a sock puppet.
If you let me out of the closet, I'd be like, nah, I'm busy.
So the kid, understandably, completely crushed. And the employees felt really bad too. So one of the employees there, Taylor and Zena, had to go hide in the kitchen because she was so upset. But the mother was handling it so much better than they were. She held it together and never let Evan know for a second that she was upset, which I think was super awesome. So she decided to post on Facebook about wanting to throw the child a party with presents. So her colleagues, family members, and friends responded, and within 3 to 4 days, they had about 13 gifts. So this employee contacted the mother and said that they wanted to do something for Evan to make him feel special, so that, if he could come back in. And the mother and son returned. The mother still no really idea what it is, but the day they came back, Evan was super stoked to realize that they threw him another party with all these gifts that a bunch of random strangers got together because all the 30 other children and their parents were fucking bitches and didn't show up to a party. RSVP, yes or no. Don't just be like, well, I'm not going to show. But yeah, Evan's mother was... To say that she was ecstatic is putting it mildly. She was shocked, and she had a fight to keep herself from crying, but this time tears of pure joy. And she was happy because they made him feel like $1 million, like he was the most important kid in the whole world.
But what's wrong with Evan? That no one
You son of a bitch!
I'm sorry.
That's not always the case. It's not always that the kid sucks. Most of the time it is. It's like, oh, you're the weird kid that pees other people's pants at school, but you don't tell your parents that. So when your parents want to throw you a party and then just no one shows up, you're like, I don't know what happened. I have all these friends. We wear the same wet pants.
Well, that's going to do it for this week. We're going to find us online.
You can find us individually on Twitter at PatrickNewsom42.
That's me.
At Hungry as a Bear. That's me. Follow the entire DVM production empire at the DVMPE. You can find this podcast going to Facebook or YouTube, searching for Stupid Talking Stupid, or go on iHeartRadio. Haven't been kicked off yet.
That's right.
And you'll find us searching for Stupid under the podcast section.
Number one, Stupid Podcast. You can find all the other things we do on dvmpe.com. That's going to do
Empire.
That's going to do it for this week. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Bear.
And we'll talk to you later.